Okay, let's see if this works again. Move this chat over here. Okay, let's see if this works again. It does work, so we are good to go. Let me copy the link. And there we go. So we should be good to go. Let's go through the requests first and then get going on the rest. So 15th, so we had Amazon. Let's do that first, although we're probably going to be doing that later as well, because that is part of the regular stock things to look at. So let's see. So I was already thinking that we might have this actually done, and it looks like we are definitely not done. This is very odd to me, this bit. I'm not quite sure how I really like that. So let's get rid of some of these, although they might be right, but not this subwave structure is not right. Maybe we can add a volume here. That's this default volume. We can see that most volume was traded here on this area after this initial outburst, again indicating that it's more likely to be a third, and the volume is dying down, at least the peaks. Of course, there's we should be looking at probably the volume average on that instead. But let's see, what is this about? Was this, I mean, this could be just the start of something new completely, right? Like we had as a potential wave A. We're creating new highs here though on RSI, which is kind of weird. Extensions here, if we are just looking at this, we can see that we did tag the 1.6 minutes. If I bring that to the left side, we did tag that 1.6 minutes. Either we have a expanded flat here or just some kind of three wave here. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Or this was just part of some substructure, but I think this looks very good as 5, something like that, or into these highs. So I kind of like that this 5 wave is done. We had divergences here, and yeah, that looked very decent. This to me is the start of the cycle, new cycle, whatever this is. This is very low though, these, and so is this. Surprisingly low. This could be some kind of 1-2, 1-2 here. Here, 1-2, 1-2, potentially 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5. So potentially one more high here. I'm going to be setting one alert for myself. Not that I would be shorting these, because this is basically trying to catch knife on the shorts. Of course you could do that, but it's difficult. It's really difficult. Maybe this triangle is not there. Maybe it's not right. Or maybe it's a substructure. But the issue that we had on this count was that wave 1s and 2s here were very small. Very small. and it's not really visible. This, however, here does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, so potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And this is higher now than all the previous peaks that we've had. These somehow tell me that either we have gotten back to wave 2 already here, or that these are wave 4 lows. Let's take a look at what if we had this as a wave 2 low already, this one here, because that is definitely a possibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is definitely a possibility. Although it is very small to retrace, it's probably like a 38.2 or something. Yeah, 38.2. So 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 here with a running flat or something. This probably would be already minute degree because of the time in comparison to the previous structure. So the bearish scenario in this scenario would be this. This would be an ABC and this would be minor. This definitely fits the idea that we have low here. We did not break the original start of the wave structure, so that is good. Let's see the, yeah, that fits as well. Yeah, it's hard to see the structure here. So this is difficult, definitely difficult. But if this is an ABC, we definitely have not hit the targets, like 1 to 1 here, all the way to here. These are the main targets. If this was the case, this is the bearish scenario, or somewhat bullish, of course. But I mean, this could be a 1, 2 of some sort here, 3, 4, 5. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in the fifth we would have something like that. So this is the local bear, so-called bear because again it is a ABC structure, and local bull would be, I'm not going to be even labeling that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and extended fifth of some sorts. Some sorts here, not labeling that too much now. But yeah, I would be expecting Amazon to run up higher. Most likely expecting, I would actually expect it to take the all-time highs here. Regardless whether it's the bear here, which is at the 1 to 1 actually, or this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, IWM, NQNS. So IWM is the Russell. I'm generally using the RTY. I don't think there is too much of a difference there. Let's see if we can just lay them up. Of course, I think IWM is like it's not traded during the night or anything, so yeah, that's the difference. But I'm using RTY for now. I think you'll get the whole picture with that as well. I think it's the same scenario now at the moment. It is offering a setup to the downside, which again we were looking at this. We're looking at some kind of ABC model going up. And yeah, we did get a very deep reaction down here that ultimately was not the start of something, as we have taken out the highs. 3-wave here or some sort. This definitely felt like it was bullish as well. I think we have to treat this as a as a end of something. Although on our side it doesn't take any lows. But it's just such a drastic downturn here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that is very decent looking structure. And for that, I think it might be that this is an ABC into that end. This goes a bit further than the expanded B pocket here, but we would be, or at least I would be thinking something like that, more likely. A, B, C for that B wave, and then this would be an A, B, C. Hitting that 1-to-1 now, or like Friday, and we got a reaction from it. It's definitely not the best 5 wave to the downside, since we already retraced quite high, and I'm not even going to try to label that mess. But the overall idea for me was that we have had a potential top. If this would still take out the highs, it would mean that we would not have had a wave 4. And wave 4 in comparison to the previous structure, which to me is this as a wave 2, this being a wave 4 is very large. Maybe we could have a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess that could be possible. And then wave 3 would be at these tops in here. Then wave 4 and wave 5 somewhere in here. Would that look too ridiculous? Maybe not. It's quite deep of a wave 4 though. Right at 0.5, so 50%. So, but I still like to think that this is better looking at the moment, at least yet. Okay, so nothing really changed yet on RTY. The overall principle, at least, we were looking for a structure like this, at least. But ultimately, we're looking for a partner leg for this structure over here somewhere. Whether it takes out the highs here or not, it's starting from here or from here. It changes the targets a bit higher if this is not the end of that previous structure, or these 1300s, if it is. And we had Nasdaq, NQ. I was already here expecting this to start dumping, but the issue was that we never took out the previous high here, which was kind of weird. So I think what I think that we had actually is something like this, or that this whole thing is a wave 4, because look at the proportions. This being a 3 wave fits very well, both into the idea that it is a complete wave 4, or that we have a ABC here. In turn, ABC can't be a 5th wave, or it can't be really part of it, unless this is just wave 1 of something, right? But it could be part of this, something like this, or larger. If it is larger than this, meaning that this leg would come here, it's really going to be out of proportion in comparison to this wave 2. I kind of still like that it would be done here. Oops, just get rid of that. And we did have a 5 wave here. So I think that 5 wave is part of something. Whether it's the start of or end of something new, I don't know. But we have this 1-to-1 hit. So again, another plus for the idea that this could be still an ABC. RSI is still liking that as well, since we never took out the origin of that move and created a new low on RSI. Of course, for that, we would have these divergences here for the continuation to the upside. Wave 1, at that point again, wave 4, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of that 5th. We'll see if that happens. Not really sure what this could be, anything else than some kind of diagonal here. It's kind of ugly. Oh, well, it is really ugly. However you want to be labeling it. But it's definitely possible to move and get stuck on the same area here before. And if we are not taking these lows and potentially getting through this previous area of resistance, looking for a support there and then going up again. A bit different outlook, but it's definitely a possibility as well that this is the start of something larger to the downside. And yeah, that is that. On S&P 500, I think we had a short in here for this structure. S&P 500 again had this very similar 5 wave. Was getting very close to the top here, but yeah, we'll see if that is starting to hold up or not. That 1-to-1 extension was based on this pivot here. I had a original short that I posted on this because again we had a very decent setup here as well. Hit the 1-to-1 and started to move down. I had a short that got stopped out here. But again, we had really good risk-reward ratios on that. So if this is the one, if this is a short that we have been waiting for, then everything should be covered easily. But yeah, overall, some highs on volume still here, but overall, it's been on a downtrend right here, right? You see that on volume. Some kind of divergences here around, so definitely has the chance of at least some kind of correction. If we are to pivot, we'd be expecting it from here, 30s to 40s, again to hold. But again, on these higher time frames, I'm still expecting that. Although it would be very drastic in everything, and we probably would need some catalysts for it, some kind of unexpected event, so we can really get the masses like well, first we need some kind of correction, then we need some kind of news event here that how did we not see this coming, or we already saw this coming and it just keeps dipping. And people are still buying it here, but price won't make new highs and it just crumbles down. And then we get another news event here that plummets, and which again turns into a bottom and we start to rise. And again, if you are looking at these timetables here that I have here, this is January 2025. So I don't like to say that we have a year of downturn. It's most likely going to be this, if anything. I'm not expecting this COVID dump. Although that does fit the idea, because again, what we are seeking here is a ABC structure, an expander flat, where again we have taken out the original high, where we have a wave here, B wave, and then C wave. And C wave is always a 5-wave structure, so that is something that we would be structurally looking for. But there is loads of things to come if that is to be happening, and yeah, not really something that I want to play at least yet. Definitely taking profits on this early. What else? Because this is we are still in an uptrend, right? We are still making new highs here, created a flat here, then started to create new highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. You see this path going up, right? So yeah, we could probably, maybe we can even use this as a pivot. Let's see if there is something. I mean, there is something here. Double tap on that low, yeah, or one tap because we established the trend here. But you could say that we broke the trend here, created a new one. I don't know. This doesn't really fit to that too well. Oh well, that's S&P 500, and let's check out YM, right? Yes, YM. So Dow Jones. So bullish. YM looks like it's doing extended fifth. Extended fifth. I mean, it is possible. Thing is, however, on higher time frame, as this has been my count for so long now, about this being B wave here, A, B, C here. Whether B wave here is actually done or not, I'm not quite sure. We did hit the higher degree, wave B, target, which is again the same as the top, trying to take the liquidity. We did not really have a bounce there though. We just went through, consolidated a bit, and yeah, but it's there. And one-to-one target of this ABC here as well, hit on macro. These areas here would be best, of course, and the way to get there is with that extended fifth, as Bymaran mentioned on Discord. So the way I would be looking at the extension targets would be with this. It would need to extend quite a bit into that 1.6 minute extension. That is a pivot from here. So comparing the wave 1 length to wave 5 length there. And at this point again, most likely, if we are still using this diagonal, potential diagonal as a wave 1, wave 2 here, it would have already been an expanded flat. I'm not quite sure if I like that, but that has to be the case. However, if we take out this high, that also confirms that this is not a start of something, but a end of something, which would mean again in turn that this ABC is very much more prevalent and correct. If we again, however, take this low, the idea that this would be a 5 wave is pretty much out the door. I don't see really where this would be a part of something previous to it. Of course, it is possible that we have some kind of structure like this. I'm not quite sure how that really fits into the idea that it would be a impulsive structure of some sort, so a 5 wave or something. Because if this is like so, we would have to have, or this would mean that it is corrective to the upside, which would mean that this structure inside, or this 3-way structure, would be part of a corrective structure. So it would be part of something like this. And then we would have to use this first structure over here to look for the next structure. Again, very complex at that point. So again, less likely to happen in my opinion, although definitely possible. But yeah, these pivots are really key now. Either taking place is going to be changing the outcome for sure, as I mentioned. And yeah, let's see the expected extensions if this indeed is just a wave 1 and not a 5th wave already. So move these guys out of the way. And if this indeed is a wave 1, we would have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minuet, and this probably fits into that expanded pocket really well. Let's see, 1.236. It actually is going a bit higher. 1.3. It would be going slightly above. But it doesn't need to go that far. We could have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and be done with it. But yeah, these would be the targets generally. So far, the 3rd of this 5th would be 40 points. Well, closer to 41k. The whole wave structure would be ending, in my opinion. So again, this area of interest is still the most important to me. But locally, the previous high, the previous low, very key for the counts. Okay, that's Dow. Interesting as well. Crocs. Is this? I haven't used this before, so I'll make a new video about that. What is D? I assume it's this one, Dominion. Haven't done that either. So a video about that on Patreon coming up then. Okay, so we had this massively bullish count previously, and a less bullish scenario as well. I can't remember where or when we actually created this. We obviously had created this as a file wave. Let's see if we had another count here. Nope, nothing else. Yeah, we had a very bullish count here. Look at this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, probably not going to be happening. Something like this. Yeah, I mean, having it as a diagonal is less bullish, of course. But everything, as you see, is overlapping a previous structure. So bullishly, we have to do this. We have to use some kind of diagonal or a 1, 2, 1, 2 of some sort. RSI wise, we're still creating higher highs here, or higher lows, sorry. This is a very significant low. Very significant low. Yet another low here, right? Probably should go to weekly on this one. Another low. And yeah, we are still... This could be actually a running flat, how it looks like here on RSI, because we have taken out the low, but probably too high of a time frame for that. Yeah, most likely a running flat in my opinion here. Let's see if the extensions fit. So 1 to 1 would be the target, and 1 to 1 would be hitting perfectly before a rejection from that area onwards. So so this would be actually a minute, and this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is, I don't know, this is way too bullish to be realistic or having an expectation. Yeah, maybe we have more realistically having this as some kind of diagonal. Let's see. We hit the 1 to 1 as well here. Let's see, let's bring that back up in here, and this one. Yeah, so 1 to 1 extension of this 1, 2 is hit. Is it possible that this is an A, B, C? Yeah, it is possible. If it is a C wave, it generally takes longer as it is in diagonal form. So I wouldn't be too surprised on that. Regular scale or arithmetic scale is way beyond. So maybe that diagonal or extension target is definitely might not be really valid. It fits the structures a bit better. I still like the 1, 2 here. It's possible that it's a 1, 2, 1, 2. However, that is making the count even more bullish, and we have a low here. And I don't really like this because we have low, and this should be high degree, shouldn't break that. Shouldn't break it. But yeah, if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2 of any sort, well, we are getting this massive move upwards already. So these kind of areas, these are super important or super lucrative to get in on, right? At the moment we have already a divergence here. Some kind of 1, 2, potentially 3, 4 and 5 is present. It might be that we are just looking to correct this already. There is definitely 786, a very nice point of control and a retracement of this move, previous move. We have loads of volume here as well, around the 50 percentile or 50%, which definitely would be acting as a support for this whole thing, as a cover. We'll see how this comes down. At the moment it looks like a three-way down. So I would not be looking to short this. If anything, this would have been probably another buying opportunity. Let's see if this is like a one-to-one extension here. Not quite, so I wouldn't have gotten in on that. This is probably at the one-to-one, just beyond. So I would have liked that. I'm going to be adding a extension target here of one-to-one. Where I'm going to be looking at this again for myself. The issue with that is that we would need, or we would be creating a kind of similar size wave 4 at this actually, or as I would be expecting. But it is possible that we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 here, 4 and 5, 4 and 5. It's possible before any kind of correction, so might be worth a play, at least very locally, if nothing else. This is kind of odd that we have such a peak in volume on B, but yeah, that's cat. And I think that is pretty much all the requests that I had. So let's go through the usual lists. Of course, we went through the indices as part of the requests already. Check out some of the non-US ones. Haven't been looking at this for quite a bit, and these were the expectations. ABC most likely not the case, because again we had the extension very high at the 1.618 basically. So again, it's not really like that. It is a ABC. We're looking for this as a potential wave 3, 4, and now we are again basically at the targets already. This looks like a 3. That was definitely a buying opportunity there. Is this like the same as the... no, this was Tuesday. I was not looking at that at all. It doesn't really fit the count though. It would fit the count that I had already labeled in there, which would be this. Oops. Where this would be wave ABC, ABC, and then ABC, right? 3. Yeah, yeah, that does fit. This is kind of odd, the structures that we have here. On other indices, on the US indices, we've had, I think this is the low, where we would have had a WXYZ here. Double bottom, so I'm not quite sure which pivot to use. These are the targets here. Anywhere from 1 to 1 to 1.382. And let's see. It did reset RSI really well already on that move, even though we probably hit like 32 in here. Not even 32. That is very low. 1-to-1 extension. Oh, look at those targets there. Fitting fairly well in there. If this goes into 1-to-1 extension, it only hits this low here. That is not the best. I would kind of like to lean more that this is a 5. Could we have some kind of diagonal in here for that A, B, and C? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, the issue is that we came down in 3, which fits into the idea that, okay, this is a trend continuation. And as we have yet to take out the high, it's still possible that this is an ABC like so, where again we would have started something here and have a continuation here. But this is so nice looking that I feel like it might be the start of something now. On this one, how I would be trading it is that if we don't take out the high here, I kind of expect us to continue up higher. If we take that high, then I would not be looking for longs. Because again, this could be a wave 4 of something. Even though I can't really fit it into the count here. It can't really be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because we don't have really good looking. Or it can, but it's just not that probable. But yeah, I have a couple of alerts there. DAX as well, all-time highs. We're looking at this, obviously wave 4. Previously when we were looking at this on stream, this had not happened. So we were expecting a 4 and a 5. We're getting divergences here and on higher time frame, which is a good thing. So some kind of correction is to happen, in my opinion. This is not the easiest count for sure. Very overlapping. This could be even an ABC into here. I don't know. This peak here and this low overlaps. So these here and here, which makes it not possible to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like an ABC up, I think, that diagonal as a possibility. But at that point, we would be expecting this whole thing to be a 3-way like so. The way B would be up in here, so this would be a minor. So let's fix the structure W, X, and Y. Minor, and the retracement of that way B is to look for extensions. We're almost there though. Almost there, and this would be just the start of it. Because this is a 5 wave. This would be a minuet, and this would be a wave A, B, and then looking for that C wave. One-to-one would be going beyond the 1.618, which does not really fit into the idea that this would be a B wave, because again, generally wave Bs don't retrace the first structure by 1.618. That's an issue. I don't see a count though here. I don't really see one. One could say that we're still in an uptrend, so long the 3 wave legs down. Which previously it probably would have worked but we have, again, we are all-time highs, and yeah, it's scary to long at the very top, because you could be one of those who gets really played. Yeah, I would skip DAX for now. Goes for some stocks in here. We did hit the 1-to-1 on Tesla, which was the main target. We have now gotten a three-way structure up. This could be an area for shorts. We did hit that 1-to-1. Could be looking for a double here against the low. Oh, sorry, the high. Looking for a correction. It is possible that we are correcting upwards in three waves, where this would be the first structure, whether it gets low or here, and we get then another leg of this. I'm not sure. Higher time frame wise, if wave Y is not done yet, we'd be looking to create probably a bit larger of a correction here inside that wave Y, and wave Y would not be here, but instead would be later on. We'll probably create something like that before that wave Y. This has corrected RSI, however, quite a lot already. We don't want to see it go past these highs, because at that point I think the structure is confirmed as done, and wave Y is done. And yeah. However, the expectation on higher time frame is still this, wave Y lower. So this three-way structure on smaller degree would be just the start of this whole corrective structure. We could be getting a corrective structure very sideways again, acting as a connector wave here before the lows. These are something that we definitely want to see, this kind of structure, and then you would be longing the retracement. And yeah, this is very nice to look at. Just to note, again, the more bullish scenario is still there. This can be a three-way structure overall, but it doesn't mean that we can't climb higher than this. Because again, if this is the connecting structure to the previous structure, which is this, we could be just doing this as well. Then at that point, that X wave would be put up in here, and we'd be potentially expecting that wave Y lower later. And the higher this wave X or wave B goes, the less we are expecting it to go below this previous low of 100 something, or was it 99 or something, $102. So the higher this wave X goes, the better. Meta had a gap up. I don't still like this chart at all. We're charting a potential 5-way here. 3 looking for 4 and 5. That 4 and 5 happened. It's super ugly though, like this. I would not really bet on that. We have not taken out the low here. We have taken out the high, which means that this is not a 5 wave. Like I think we had originally thought. Unless it is like this here. Actually, RSI is looking like this is the low here. So it could be just a truncated structure. But I'm not really liking this as 5 either. The structure doesn't have enough data. Netflix 4 and 5. Yeah, I didn't like this before. Nothing has changed. Coinbase has taken a massive gap up, as expected, since the lows of February, early February, these lows. And it's like 80, is it like 80% or 60, 70% gone up. That is massive. Probably needs to calm down a bit. This is offering some kind of setup here. If this indeed is a ABC, we would be looking for A, B, and C, or actually a W, X, Y based on the retracements here. And then this B wave would be up in here somewhere, closing in on those all-time highs. We've had a pretty decent wick here into the lows, now coming down. Is less angled than this rise, which is making it positive to the upside. However, it definitely can be labeled as 5 as well. 1, 2, looking for potentially 3, 4, 5 here. We've had divergences here as well, so it is possible that we are done here. We could be getting retracements and then 5 again to take out the low. So again, both looking for like 5 waves, so I'm not really interested in playing that because they are both very similar sized. Why is that? I was looking at this possibility previously for that X wave. It just went on though. I don't see any proportions here. I think that was the issue previously as well. I couldn't really, I mean, there is a chance that this was a diagonal here, but I don't think I could figure out what it was part of. Or, yeah, that would be super ugly, right? Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would be a diagonal into this lows. That would be horrible. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm going to have to wait for ARC to clear everything up here. Very overlapping structure going up. ABC here, these expanded flats. This looks pretty decent as a 3 wave here. Very very proportionate into 1-to-1 perfectly. But the previous structure it's just horrible. I'm not going to do anything with that. Palantir, okay. Massive pump. I don't know. Some sideways consolidation on both ways. And nothing really to trade structurally there. ABC. This was a issue previously as well. This could have been 5 waves. Then we had a gap up, which indicates that it's potentially 3 of summon. And yeah, definitely not tradable for me. Although if you were, you would be trading it like closer and closer you get to the involution, the better. Three-way structure here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, ABC downwards. And here we have to, I think, accept this as a 5. The extensions were not there, but potential 5 here. And yeah, then we had this massive pump last week. Was it last week? I think so, yeah. 7th. No, that was like 1.5 weeks. Okay. Potential wave 4 complete as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is a chance that it's already done. The thing here is that we never took out these highs here. So either if we correct this whole thing, it's potential that we are creating another leg up, or if we are still not completed that wave 4, we would be still creating one more high and then taking out this high. then I don't really like to look for the retracement too much though. But otherwise it definitely looks decent. Divergences. You wanted to create one more high. It's still possible that it's in the wave 4 since we have not broken through this previous area of consolidation, so still potential to go all-time high here. The lower degree structure here to me looks like a 3, so that's why I'm saying that it could be pumping up one more high if it's internal of this 5th. Nvidia, still 3s and 4s to go, I think, for these, even though like we're just climbing up higher and higher. I think, yeah, wave 4 and 5 to go structure wise, right? High degree, we're probably getting some divergences here. Yeah, we are. For our, we're getting divergences here. So yeah, consolidation, pump up higher, and then maybe we have this extender fit done. Whew, 700 and something dollars into 800-ish, almost could be pumping. That would be a nice round number. Jeez, look at this, like October to now, 100 days and 100% almost, well, 88. But yeah, that is massive. That is so good. Congratulations to anyone who had that. One, two, three, 4. Could be 4 and 5 to done, or to be done here. I like this. Maybe smaller time frame. If we take out this low here, I might be looking for a long. I'm not quite sure if I like this structure here. Maybe this is extended 5th here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and extended 5th. Yeah, maybe that's the case. For the long setup, I want to be seeing that it takes out this, has a divergence here, and then I want to go higher. The way I would be playing it, maybe see a sign of strength here, look for it to break this previous consolidation, look for a retrace and go against the low here. Look for these 5 waves to go up into this. Google. Let's see, we're expecting some kind of 3-wave up. I guess we did get a 3-wave up here. Is it large enough though? No, definitely not. I mean, it's the minimum extension target. 5, 1, 2, 3. And this could be like 3, 3, and then 3. Then get this started. If we are still hopeful of getting into a short on Google. If not, the risk is increasing constantly. We have some divergences here locally, so some kind of correction should be happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like a ABC though. Let's see the extensions. Yeah, 1 to 1 at the moment again, hit. So for the short, I might be looking at maybe break the high here, look for a 3-way structure, something like this, into potentially this area here. Yeah, I like that. For a short, not really looking at, because this was a potential 3-wave, so I'm not really looking to enter here, because this at these retracement levels we would be looking for a WXY to the upside, and that is harder to trade. Although, as mentioned, as I showed you with the fib, we are now at the 1-to-1 extension, but it could still go lower to turn into an ABC, even an expanded structure, ABC. So the risk here would be quite large if you want to be playing it like properly. Let me check out that. What was that alert? Oh yeah, never mind. And then last thing, AMD. I think this looks like a three-way, some kind of consolidation here. We are now at some of the targets here. Macro trade here, that's a possibility. Area of interest is still a bit higher though. Did we have an extension for this WXY? 3. It's still up a bit higher. Yeah, it fits right into those numbers. So did I just set this alert here? No. It was already there. But yeah, expecting a bit higher than looking for a trade later. The good thing about this is, if this indeed is part of this previous structure, we'd be expecting that C wave, so a 5-wave move. So a 5 wave, we'd be looking for 5 down, look for a 3-wave pullback, and look for the entry there, and then ride the whole thing down, targeting of course the lows of wave A here. But again, you could be looking for take profits based on the structure as well, not only on, because again it might become like a 1-to-1, a running flat here, which would be very bullish on a high degree, but yeah, that's AMD. Check out some of the crypto, still at the very highs. Locally, I was looking at something like this as a possibility as an ABC. We, however, created a 3-way structure here, which allows us to go still higher, where this wave B is at these highs here. So we'd be creating an ABC. I'm actually setting an alert here, as I didn't set one before. So wave B would be moved, then we'd be creating that A, B, and C like so, into a bit lower. And then we could potentially create a pardon leg for this one. It's very overlapping structure. But yeah, I like the long still, because we created a 3-way structure down. And after that wave 3 or 3-way structure, we have not taken out the highs, which is why I still like the longs. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, Bitcoin locally is that. You could be looking for shorts as well on this one. And again, same setup as the AMD trade that I just showed you. So 1, 2, and go for shorts against the high, and then ride that 3, 4, 5 down. And of course here would be the exact same thing, as expectation would be at least the ABC down, or up, sorry. Or could be a 1, 2, 3, of course, for better gains. But here you would be doing that same, going through the order block, going and retracing a bit, and then looking to trade the low, or against the low, and then just move up. And I would like that. ETH doesn't have that good of a structure in my opinion. We did create a low here, on RSI, create those divergences. So 3, 3, and then something. Maybe it's a running flat to create a extension here, but I don't trade running flats as they are more rare, so that's why I'm not really interested in this long. Locally, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, not really interesting there either. Let's see, dots. Dots has, I think that some of the altcoins have better structure here as well for long setups. However, this one has like a ABC here, consolidation. I don't know what this last leg is. ZIL a bit better, but it doesn't have that great of a fire wave, which is why I don't really like all of these at the moment. Some of these have like diagonal vibes here as well. US. This looked very decent for that three-way structure down, but this going up looked three ways as well. That's why I don't like it anymore. I really needed that to be a 5. Phantom has taken out the previous structure, but again, three-way vibes here into that 1-to-1. ADA has already taken out the high, which is making me question this whole thing. I don't probably want to long that at all. And it never came back like a... this was the order block to break for signals of strength and then look for that pullback, but that pullback is already up in here. We're taking out the highs, so not really something that I really want to look for or trade. Ape looking like 3 ways up as well. Yeah, and those are pretty much all the crypto as well. Nice dump on Litecoin. It was performing pretty decently earlier on this, and then we had a dump coming down. Like I think this was pretty close to 1-to-1, wasn't it? Almost there. Never did get to it. And it still could be some kind of diagonal here. Just some ugly, like 3 here, and then moon, or at least create some kind of partner leg for this whole thing. And yeah, higher time frame Bitcoin was this that we were looking for that wave 4. It doesn't need to be done either. We could be creating that 3-way that I was speaking about. So 3 here, 3 up, and then 5 down. And then this wave 4 would be here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. This to move on. It's possible that wave 4 would be here, and we'd be just doing this as a 1, 2 already. 3, 4, 5. But it's just sometimes Bitcoin is kind of annoying to deal with. This would have been an area of interest for sure. This after this 3-wave. The issue with this was that we never got through this order block in here. And yeah, as this one expanded flat, it's more likely to be a B wave than a wave 2. Although, of course, that would be tradable as well. Like this. And then look for that divergence here. Potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we had that 3-way down. ABC. Is there something else? I mean, we could have this, like I originally was thinking, but we had 3-wave down, so I don't think that is the case anymore. I probably want to be updating this picture, so it's not really, it's not as cluttered, this picture. So these would be lower degrees. Let me just delete that. So, I mean, it's possible that wave B is not done. And we just do this, like so. Like this. Alerts at the 1.236, look for that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there something else? 3-wave here. Trend up. I mean, technically, it's possible still that this wave B is here, and this 3-wave structure is part of a diagonal. But corrective structures are more common than the diagonal variety, so I wouldn't bet on that diagonal at all. 3, 3, 3. Yeah, I like this at the moment the best. And another alert at these lows probably should be done or set if this indeed turns into a diagonal. If this does not take out the low, I'm not going to be looking for a long entry unless I look at the structure and see that there's a possibility for a diagonal to end here, and then go through the previous order block and look for that 1, 2 again for that ABC. Hopefully that strategy is coming to be pretty common nowadays. That is definitely my most used one. What else? I think that is pretty much it. I've streamed over an hour, went through all the requests and indices, stocks, crypto. Yeah, I'll be making that Patreon video for Crocs and D later on at some point. Not sure where or when those are going to be published, but if you're interested in those, keep an eye on that Patreon. But again, if you're interested in more of these Elliott wave and the more advanced stuff, check out the course on Udemy. And yeah, that is pretty much everything for now. If you're interested in signals, countertrendcapital.com. And yeah, we'll see you on Patreon or Discord or the CCC Discord as well. But yeah, catch you on the next week's live stream as well, hopefully. Bye bye.